Hi guys, AzureAce here and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super episode discussion, where today I will be discussing episode 55, Hey, I Wanna Meet Son Goku, a Summon from the Omni-King. This was a pretty good episode, to be honest. It was pretty exposition heavy. There was no action at all, other than one small scene in particular, which I'll actually get into because it's quite an important scene in this episode. But it was pretty good. There's a lot of kind of little bits of lore building here and there, but other than that, very good episode. So nevertheless, let's get into it.
Son Goku に会いたいのね。前王様からの呼び出し。
The episode begins with us being on Beerus's planet, and Beerus is meditating or whatever because he's pretty stressed because Zeno called him up about Goku. Goku appears and asks why Beerus wants him. We get this kind of funny scene where Beerus starts like pinching Goku's cheeks, and you can actually see that the red mark stays on Goku's cheek for a little bit. Beerus tells him that Zeno wants him, and Goku asks if it can wait because the time machine is pretty much finished and he's getting ready to go to the future. Beerus is insistent that Zeno comes before absolutely anything. He tells Goku, no, don't be stupid, don't be rude, don't ask to fight anyone, don't make Zeno angry, because he reiterates the fact that if Zeno gets angry, he'll basically wipe out the entire universe in an instant. We switch back to the lab at Capsule Corp with Brief and Bulma working on the time machine, and they finally finish up all the work on it, with Brief beginning to charge the time machine for travelling back to the future. Mai goes to tell Trunks, but Bulma stops her because he's resting due to his training with Vegeta in the last episode. We cut again back to Beerus's planet, and Beerus says that under no circumstances is Goku to tell Zeno about Black or the time machine because he will get very angry if he hears about it. Now, something I'm going to talk about briefly is that Beerus asks Whis to make sure that the Supreme Kai who will be with them on their journey is safe because, much like in manga chapter 15, which was released pretty recently, a new concept was brought up that a Kaioshin and a God of Destruction are a set, so if one dies, the other dies with them. Sort of like how Piccolo and Kami were before they fused in the earlier stages of Dragon Ball Z. This is very interesting, but it's kind of odd because Buu killed 4 of the Kaioshins in Universe 7, being the North, South, West and Grand Supreme Kai. So does that mean there only has to be one Kaioshin alive for the God of Destruction to stay alive? I seriously hope this gets explained more in the future because it's a really interesting topic, don't get me wrong. But it's confusing as hell and it makes no sense right now, so hopefully they'll explain that more in the future. But after that, Whis and Goku then head off to Supreme Kai's planet to get him. We switch to planet Babari with Gowasu and Zamasu, and as always, Zamasu is going on about how mortals aren't deserving of living and that the knowledge of the gods that was granted to them is of no use whatsoever, blah blah blah. We all get what Zamasu is saying. A barbarian then comes up behind them and tries to hit Gowasu, but Zamasu kinda like, looks like he force pushes him into a rock. The barbarian gets up and we see this, you know, his aura come around Zamasu's hand, like almost like a blade of sorts. And as the barbarian is charging towards Zamasu, Gowasu's like shouting for him to stop, and Zamasu just completely cuts the barbarian in half. There's no blood or anything, but oh my god, he chopped him in half. Gowasu sort of snaps Zamasu out of it because it almost seems like Zamasu is under the influence of something. He's like under some hypnotic trance or something. It looks like that, but I guess we'll get to find out what is kind of happening later on. Could this be the start of Zamasu's kind of transformation of sorts into Black? Is this the spark that will ignite all his hatred that he will maybe dispel to become a Kaioshin? We cut back to Universe 10 and Zamasu hands the Potara back. Gowasu is just basically chastising him for killing that barbarian, saying that he could have possibly majorly changed the timeline of planet Babari by killing that barbarian. Cut again to Supreme Kai's planet, with Goku asking Supreme Kai to take him to Zeno's planet, with Kibito saying that he's never even been to Zeno's planet, and the Elder Kai has only ever been 3 times before. Supreme Kai then leaves with Goku and Whis, with them appearing on Zeno's planet, which is this massive jellyfish mushroom looking thing which has a big house in the shape of the kanji for Zeno, which means everything. We finally get to see this new attendant looking character whose name is, I think, Herm's translated it to something like Dai Shinkai or something like that. It might be Dai Shinkan, or I don't know. Who I must say has a voice I did not expect one bit. His voice is so damn deep. Whis apologises for Goku's clothing, and Supreme Kai keeps, like elbowing Goku and standing on his foot and things like that for him being rude, as they head into this huge dark tunnel, and it's really pretty eerie, to be honest, where Whis kind of tells Goku, don't get any thoughts about fighting him, because Dai Shinkan is one of the strongest 5 fighters in all of the universes, and that even Whis doesn't stand a chance against him, which is just utterly insane, because we've known Whis to be one of the strongest characters in the anime for such a long time now. It makes me wonder who the other 4 are. I don't think they'd include Zeno in there, so I guess there's 4 others plus Zeno. They then teleport to a room with all these pillars, and sitting on a throne is Zeno with his 2 bodyguards we saw during the God of Destruction tournament months ago. And we find out the reason why Zeno wanted to see Goku, and it's the cutest reason ever. Zeno just wants a friend, that's all he wants, and it's just adorable. I thought it may have been to discuss the Omniversal tournament, because earlier on in the episode they did mention that, or rather Goku did ask does he want to talk about the tournament, which will inevitably come in the future. Goku's confused by this, and Supreme Kai starts to go on about how Goku is honoured and things like that, and Zeno's just like, shut up boy, which is absolutely hilarious. Goku tells Zeno to just call him Goku, and Goku calls him Zen-chan, which even shocks the bodyguards and Whis, but Dai Shinkan's just laughing at it. Goku says he's very busy, so if Zeno waits, Goku will play with him, and the guards get really pissed off at that and go to attack Goku, but Zeno turns around and is like, shut up, I'll destroy you, which makes me legitimately scared of Zeno. How he can just shift his tone like that, it's just crazy how much people are scared of him. Goku then says that he could bring an even better friend. Now, one thing I would absolutely love to see with this is if Goku brought a Raleigh with him to be Zeno's friend. I think that would be awesome. It would be a really good way to give her a good bit of screen time. I mean, I know she's not a Dragon Ball character, but that cameo back in, I believe, episode 43, the one with Goku's ki going out of control, that was a pretty disappointing cameo, to be honest. So another person he could bring is maybe even he could ask Gohan if he can bring Pan with him to be with Zeno. Goku starts shaking hands with Zeno, and he gives him this button saying that if Goku presses it, Zeno will be summoned, and we get this funny little skit where Goku does press the button and Zeno's like, you don't have to press it, I'm already here. Now, I don't know how to feel about this, because I could see some scenarios where having Zeno focused episodes on Earth when he tries things out would be fun to see, but it means if like Goku, Vegeta and Trunks are getting destroyed by Black, Goku can just press that button and Zeno can destroy Black without even thinking about it, which takes away all the tensions. It just feels weird with Goku having all these friends with all these godly deities that can just destroy everyone, well, except from Supreme Kai, he's a scrub. But Goku then picks up Supreme Kai and leaves with Whis. They then drop Supreme Kai off at his planet and head back to Beerus' planet, who is still meditating on that log. Goku then tells Beerus Zen-chan was nice, and Beerus faints when he heard Goku call him Zen-chan. We cut to Universe 10, and can I just say first of all, there's a lot of symbolism in this scene. I think we all know by now that Super Saiyan Rose is confirmed to be the name of Black's new transformation, with the reason being that, Black Rose is a symbol of death. But there's a lot of rose petals, or what looks like rose petals, falling in this scene with Kawasu and Zamasu. So is that a foreshadow to things that are yet to happen to Zamasu, with him turning into black or whatever? I may possibly be overanalyzing that, but the possibility is definitely there. But Kawasu says that the T mirrors the heart, and if the T is cloudy or like distorted or anything, it shows that the person's heart is clouded in fear or anger. Zamasu keeps going on about how mortals don't learn and that there are more examples than Planet Babari, asking if they really must just watch over them, then goes on about how when he was invited to become a Kaioshin, Gowasu would teach him about justice, with the T becoming increasingly more distorted. Gowasu then asks about good and evil, and Zamasu says all evil should be eliminated, but Gowasu replies that a balance of good and evil needs to exist. That is what justice is. We then get that eerie Universe 10 music, with Zamasu saying that evil should not be allowed to exist, adding that humans use their God-given knowledge for evil. He has this really creepy evil smile on his face the whole time. We then see the T turn completely flat with no texture at all. He then goes to make more T, saying that he just cannot watch over them, kinda implying he's gonna try and do something about it. We switch back to Earth and Bulma finally unveils the new time machine, or well, the old time machine, completely fixed, with Trunks, Vegeta and Goku all cramming into this one tiny little spot before heading off to the future. They arrive back in the future and get out. Goku obviously falls like the idiot he is, with Trunks putting the time machine in a capsule so it doesn't get destroyed this time. Trunks runs off, with Vegeta following him. Goku goes as well, but it seems like he senses something and continues to walk. Trunks then weirdly finds Mai's hat, but Mai's body isn't there. So what does this mean? Well, we know Mai is alive, but Trunks doesn't know that, so she obviously just got up and walked away. Goku then walks into this small area where out of nowhere these rockets just come flying out of nowhere as the Resistance all fire rockets at Goku, mistaking the real Goku for Black Goku, as we get a cliffhanger and the episode ends there. It's time for my overall thoughts for this episode. Very solid episode. The art and animation was pretty consistent throughout until a couple scenes at the end, but otherwise it's as spot on as always. It was nice to see a little more of Zeno's character in this episode, and it was very scary to see how he could just quickly turn on people when threatening his guards and Supreme Kai, and if they're scared when he makes those threats, he must really follow with them if you test him. And it's also nice to see, he's kind of like a kid. In a way, he's just like a little kid as a king. I'm also very interested by the whole Kaioshin and God of Destruction set thing, because as of right now there's no real way to explain it. It just makes no sense, so we must seriously get some more info on that in the future. There were a lot more hints in this episode, again, towards Zamasu being black or being heavily connected to black in some way, with the rose petals falling and the progressively more cloudy tea. That's all really for this overall thoughts segment. It's a bit shorter because I want to try to limit the time of the videos a tad so they're not too long for you guys. But now, with the overall thoughts out of the way, it's time to get into the previews as we come to episode 56 entitled Rematch with Goku Black, introducing Super Saiyan Rose. Wow, oh wow, this next episode is going to be brilliant. Again, there was a shorter episode preview since they're still advertising for the whole Resurrection F Future Trunks edition, so I'll be using the Fuji TV extended preview again. So first of all, Mai's back, yep, 100% confirmed now, she is alive and well, and we'll get to meet Trunks again in the next episode. The next very odd thing we see is the return of what looks like future Yajirobe, which makes no damn sense at all because he was killed in cold blood by Future 18 in a flashback in episode 164 of Z. So unless he had a senzu bean on hand and took that and went into hiding, this is a completely dumb return. We also get to see Black just annihilating the Resistance. Then we see Black and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta fight, and my god, Black is in his base form and he is taking every single hit from Vegeta like he's fucking Yamcha. It's like Vegeta and Perfect Cell all over again. Then finally, we get to see Black power up and the screen goes all purple and pink. And that's right everyone, like the title implies, we get to see Black's Super Saiyan Rose transformation and it looks utterly fantastic. I love the aura that surrounds Black, it's so amazing. There are going to be those people who are like, oh it's crap, what's next, Super Saiyan Rainbow? Or oh my god, it's so gay because it's pink. And to you people, I say, fuck you. But that's all for this video guys. If you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment in the comment section below. Share this amongst your friends. I've been AzureAce and thank you for coming to the video.
It is I, Vegeta, the Prince of all Saiyans, and you're watching AzureAce. Subscribe for more content like this one.